Hey, Mocha.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Mocha.
What's
Girl, you is crazy.
What's up, girls?
Hey.
We needed that.
I
Y'all
love
my girls.
I love your energy.
Thank y'all. Y'all bring that. Yes. Gang, gang.
Well, just to let you know, we are live on Facebook.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, we are.
Oh, really?
We are.
Oh, geez. Hello, viewers. What here? Hey. Oh,
Mocha has entered the building.
oh my God.
So, and just respecting everyone's time, because I know everyone's doing something and want to continue to enjoy the weather outside. We're going to keep this to 30 minutes, ladies.
Praise the Lord.
And we're going to start out with introductions. Can we start out with Purpose and Passion?
Bentley, Purpose and Passion. Hey.
I'm Dewana, the corporate type.
I'm Mocha, say but about that life.
Right?
And I'm Barb, the boss. And we are
The Walks of
No walks of life. Oh my goodness, we live for real.
Live. It is what it is. So praise him. I'm
So-
outside.
So
y'all
all the
hear me?
viewers kind of know we are practicing social distancing. We're in
Right.
our respective homes, staying safe and staying And I wanted to bring up, since we're in the month of May is mental health awareness.
Right.
I got a little something to share with the viewers. Hold on, y'all.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Bear with me. I had it ready.
Take your time, Dewana. Take your
What you
time.
got for us? What you got for the viewers?
I just got a little history on mental health.
Who?
Mental health. And
You
how
know,
it
it's
all started.
interesting because my birthday this month.
Is it?
It
When
is.
is your
Yes,
birthday?
it is.
It's May
Yes,
12th.
it is. May.
And I'm gonna rock it in on my in my
Okay.
backyard.
I was gonna say May 10th to 12th.
Well,
Potato
as
salad
to
too.
find a mental health thing I wanted to just present to the viewers.
You
Today,
can't find
Give me a quick moment. I'm listening, but I gotta.
today's
jump off
topic
for a second.
is titled, "It's Not Your Fault." I don't know if you ladies had time to view the little clip about Jennifer from Basketball Wives.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of disturbing, to say the least, as pretty as she is, that this happened to her, being conned by a conman, and then how society pretty much said that she was to blame for his deceptive ways. Anyone want to start off?
You start off.
All right. So there's 6 signs your man is a con man.
Oh,
He's
let's
handsome.
hear it.
He's
What
handsome.
are they?
Handsome. Charming. A
Wait a minute. What? No, wait.
operator.
You said handsome. What was the second one?
Charming.
Woo!
He's a smooth operator.
Ooh!
Instant intimacy.
Oh my!
He has a job of authority, or he wants you to think he does. And he
A
asks,
perpetrator, huh?
and he asks you for a lot of personal information.
Really?
That's what you're not gonna do with me. I don't like that right There. Ask me about my business. No. Mm-mm-mm. And I just met you too?
Right.
Boy, you CIA or FBI? Who you working for, boy? Who you working for? Who sent you? Who sent you? You got a wire tape on?
Mocha on fire tonight.
Huh?
I said Mocha on fire tonight.
We had a Friday night fiesta, a women's conference. Then on Saturday, I hopped in with my auntie in Detroit. They had another women's prayer. And then this morning we had commune. So I am girl.
So let's dive into identifying that you're dating a conman and trying to understand when it's not your fault. So if we take, he's a smooth operator, what kind of smooth operating would a person dating somebody fall for?
Well, probably typically those that are gaslighting. You know, gaslighting is where, you know, like most gaslighters are men, because they can't be women. Huh? What'd you say? Gaslighting is, okay, is where, you know, they use like a form of psychological manipulation where they sow seeds of doubt. They have you question your own reality, your own perception, your own, you know, judgment. It makes you feel like, wait, am I crazy? You ever asked yourself, are you crazy? Because you begin to suspect so many things from this person, but yet they're so smooth at what they do that they can make you think you crazy. And you'll start questioning your own self, and you'll start doubting your own self. And it gets to a place where you're just kind of like, he done knocked you down so much where your self-esteem is just kind of broken, and you begin to lower your guards, and you begin to accept things that you normally wouldn't find yourself accepting. And normally it's because this guy has got some kind of, you know, charisma about himself. He's a very charismatic, good-looking, smelling good, like, you know, looking like new money, and all of those things that we are attracted to visually. We gravitate, and God forbid if he can put it down, right? But if he can put it down, that alone will toss you, you know, have you upside down. So I think a lot of that is that gaslighting, and that is also
that's good.
We need to be aware of, especially, you know, I know this is Mental Health Awareness Month, but we need to be aware of. It's almost as if they're passing out a handbook nowadays, because a lot of men are using that form of manipulation.
Yeah.
Get what they want from the women. And
they prey on the naive ones. They prey on the naive, vulnerable, the ones I don't want to sound like that, but needy, the needy. You know, I've seen it up close. They come around seeing, you know, who your circle, you know, your friends are, your family, you know, and they also prey on that piece too.
Okay, I want to say he just seems for that one sign of smooth operator, he just seems too good to be true. Like, he don't got no kids. His credit score 800. He got money in the bank.
I don't meet him like that. Oh Lord.
Oh, Big Bang Hank, huh? Big Bang Hank.
He hitting all your emotional highs and lows. He just fell out of heaven.
There's a word that's real popular today.
Which one? What is it?
Narcissist.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Oh, my.
Big word today. The narcissist. And I tell you that a lot of these men were made, you know, from these young moms who raised these good-looking kids that everybody's attracted to. He attracted to him. She attracted to him. He's so doggone attractive, yet they come across like they don't need nothing, but they need everything. Yeah. Because they were mama boys, and they were raised like, you know, giving you, you know, being spoon-fed everything. And so when they come up on anybody, you know, we may call it a narcissist, but the reality is that's what they know. And they just continue to walk in that. You know, I don't know if we can say that all the women are naive or vulnerable, but you know, at the end of the day, people need people. When you find somebody that's meeting the need, you kind of gravitate. If you know all this, with you find at the end of it when it's all over, then you look back and you say he was this, he was that. But in the midst of it all, he was everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? and he toyed with your mind, but a lot of relationships have those moments. He toys with your mind, or she, whatever, you know. But at the end of the day, you're in it and it's all good, even though it's crazy moments. You don't want to be without. And then once it's separated, then he was this or she was that. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah.
I think
agree.
Jennifer, if you Jennifer points out that the guy she was dating, she had been dating him for a while, and he stole her Range Rover, and it's still not been recovered yet.
I can't believe that.
But then there was another victim who had been dating the same guy
for 6
years, and he had stolen her cars or whatever, and she hadn't really thought nothing about it until, or she said she posted something to alert women of this guy who still, they don't know his name.
And he was able to get that taken down as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. So she had to start something different with her story, basically. Like the information that was put out about him, they created like a website for him.
They did?
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, these people don't have, they're not always all attractive. They have the gift of gab.
Oh, come on, oh.
They real smooth, everything else, but they're not always just so attractive. I think sometimes people just, you know, need that uplift, and they know how to do it to make you feel like, I mean, you'll give them things. And it's unfortunate because we don't talk about it, because society and everybody around you say, oh, you stupid, you this, you that. So it make you feel even worse. So the sad thing about all of this is that you don't feel like you want to tell anybody how hoodwinked that you got. And so it just keeps happening. And the guy that we're speaking of, he's been doing this for like 20 years. So,
wow.
I mean,
So
you
men
can come
and
across
women.
any woman or man, probably, you know, scam them just because he's got a lot of information, and what he say sounds good and right. And if you ask somebody else, they can confirm what he's saying is right. It's just not necessarily what he has. You know what I mean? So I think they allow themselves to get a lot of information on what they're scamming, what the scam is.
I think the other
very real.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think the other sad part to that connects with that is when women, especially women of color, when we say she knew better, how she didn't know? You blaming me? You know, I've been with somebody for a moment. We done hung out. We've been together, but now what happened to me is my fault. You feel me?
Right. Well, you know, sometimes the people around us see signs, but we're not always accepting them, because like we're talking about mental health this month. And if you feeling low and somebody grab you, or you can even be feeling real high and you're just trying to get somebody to come along, and it ends up, it can happen to anybody. I don't care how strong or weak.
That's right.
Those people are so clever. Anytime people can take grown people and make them work and abuse their bodies for, you know, for their purpose, or for them to get whatever they trying to get out of it, you know. And it's not always the weak. Sometimes you just get hoodwinked because you didn't see it coming. Like he didn't have no signs at the time, or she.
But that's what we're trying to help these ladies, is to understand these signs. Like, I forgot one, disappearing act. He does a disappearing act. The weekend, you can't find him. His phone don't work.
Well, you know, they be on a business trip.
And he's got a job that you don't know where he works at, though, but he always going to work. But you don't know where
Tommy? Tommy?
You know, it's the truth.
Rest in peace, Tommy.
Some of these signs are not visible because when you're dealing with a sophisticated person, they've been doing this so long, they know what works. They
The master manipulator.
They read you. You don't read them because they're clever. They're sophisticated. This is like they've crafted this thing so to the point to where they look at you, corporate, and be like, okay, it'll take me a little longer with her. They look at you know what I mean. They know how to decipher.
So let me ask you a question then. Do they hang around you for a while to, you know, like you just said, to pick up on those things, to read you, to feel you out?
Well, anybody that's a gaslighter, the first thing they're doing first, their goal is praying. So they're praying, not P-R-A-Y, right? But they're praying for vulnerableness, whatever it is. Whatever you may not appear to be vulnerable at first, but then they start, you know, being chill with you, being cool with you, and then make sure you open up and tell them where you're vulnerable at. And that's when they go in for the kill. And it's like it's so subtle because the enemy, the Bible tells you the enemy is subtle. You're not gonna just do it like, oh, I'm coming in, I'm gonna take your Range Rover and I'm gonna be gone. No, you gotta hang out and get a whole lot of little bits and pieces first before he take off on the big thing. You know, and
to build up your trust, huh?
Yeah, I was just gonna say they build your trust.
Yeah, but we all know when we're dealing with a low down, dirty scoundrel because he can't help but to be who he is. But somebody that's crafting, that's really sophisticated and has been doing this, you will never see that coming. You will never see that coming, and you'll be laying there like, what just happened? How did I? And you know, and it's sad, but it's gonna always be. And you know, we had an uncle. You know, let's just talk about our uncle. God rest his soul wherever it may be. But the man could talk you.
We saw it close up in real life.
I'm telling you, was still the letters out your name. You could have swore your name was spelled A-P-R-I-L. It's like, wait.
He would make you question yourself.
Question yourself. And he was so smooth. And listen, the man didn't talk no lie. Hey, let me tell you
he
something.
talked real soft and real low.
I mean, hey.
I just want to slap the hell out of him.
But
I didn't have, because I couldn't stand him trying to run game because we knew him. I slapped him the hell out of him because he is my uncle. You cannot run it on me. So I wasn't his type of person he wanted to fool with.
You
when
know,
I tell you,
though, he did get me a few times, though.
He was able to get the best of them. Was he not, Mocha? Was he not able to get the best of them? The man could go to the laundromat. He could go to the laundromat and come back with rolls of quarters, and the woman ain't even doing her wash or job. He was somebody that I didn't want to fool with him. Don't let him in because he was one of them. You got to watch him. But you know, that's what he did for a living. He was a con man.
That is so true. Rest in peace, uncle.
And he had women that he moved in together. Had kids.
And he was very handsome.
They whole family, though, kids and all, move them all in together. We one big old giant family.
You know,
and them ladies respected each other because of him. They didn't get into it with each other.
And he wasn't no pimp.
And he was no pimp, but he sure was a two-bit hustler. They tell me coming in this hustler. Like I say, still the name out, still the alphabet's out your name.
And I got another comment that they didn't use in there. A sign is patience, because those guys, usually guys or girls, whatever, it's multiples at one time. So they have patience to wait on you to open up sometimes. You don't have to open up all the way, all fast, you know. I mean, they
got patience, huh?
Very good patience.
They got patience.
They can wait on you, especially if you got something worth taking.
Okay. But they start out with
love. What I said. When I tell you the enemy is subtle, that's what that means. They will wait. No rush. Hey, I don't want you to think I'm here trying to take nothing from you. I don't need. Hey,
and then they put out this about her. They said she always been in bad, relationships with men. You know,
I see a lot of
Jennifer from basketball. Yeah. Well, they were saying that because of her her failed marriage.
Well, he cheated on her.
I mean, so we got to separate personal life from professional, because people can get up and be professionals all day and their personal life be in shambles. They not as strong outside of work when they're in their personal space than they are when they go to work. They can have it all together. the best employee or, you know, at the top of their game at work, but in their personal life, what are the most things that women need? They need attention. We need
Intimacy. They
intimacy,
want
and
intimacy.
you know, a little support. You want people to compliment you, you know. So when you do see that if it's a perfect man or woman, you really need to do a little investigating, you know, because it
That's
ain't
so
no
shifty though,
such
ain't it?
thing as perfect. So when you come here perfect, even if you come here, you know, hood or gangster or whatever, if you perfect, then you need to start looking into what's going on. And with her, she had a relationship with him before, and she didn't have no reason to doubt that.
Right.
You know, it ended healthy actually. It's just the unfortunate part that he was a scam artist.
So let me ask y'all this question: have you ever met some friends, you know, not you know relationship, but some friends that was shifty like that? They came around to get what they could out of you because they betrayed an image of who they were and they really weren't.
I've known people, and you know the sad part of it is that you warn folks that this person is this way, and they have to see it for themselves. They end up getting hoodwinked now. So I mean, some of it, it's real strange because it's different things. This goes all the way back to a lot of different situations where it's not your fault you've been hood. This can go as far as people getting molested. All of that. It's because these people are patient. They move in on you slow, and it's all about you, and you know, and then most of them have those disappearing acts. Like I think Mandy said, it's always a disappearing act. And what would make a person not wonder, like, let me call me, why you texting? And then now that we have texting, it makes it even easier because you can be sitting with one person and texting another versus a conversation. Wow. Sometimes you might want to, one of the ways is make sure you're calling and hearing, pick up the phone and talk to me where you are so I can know that that's where you ain't in no meeting, you know, 24/7. So, I mean,
not to cut you off, but then, you know, now you have all these side chicks, you know, that term that got so big that they don't even care if you got somebody else. You can sit up on the phone. You can sit up on the phone and be in the presence of her, and you tell her, hold on, let me just do this, you know. And that's real tacky, but it's a reality.
It is.
And then, you know, statistics show that women that are broken or hurt, had, you know, experienced some sort of brokenness in relationship, they generally they date the same type of person. He got a different face, but he's like the same type of person because that's what they were drawn to at the beginning. And unless they're healed from it, they won't be able to recognize that, you know. And so I think that we, without being so hard on us as women, because, you know, women, some of us are kind-hearted, and men to see a kind heart, they know that's the one. If nothing else, she'll look out for me. If I really need her to, she'll come through for me because of our heart. And that right there, we kind of wear our hearts on our sleeve where, you know, when you have a kind heart, you kind of wear that. Now, when you have that other demeanor, that's like, dude, don't even, they don't. They absolutely just don't. Like, no, she ain't going. But then, you know, you can turn one of these nice women into like a beast. You can turn her real mean after you've taken advantage of her. But just, you know, the reality is, if we're talking about it, I would say, I'm not going to judge and be hard on the women. I would just say, you know, even if you got a kind heart, you know, be mindful with your heart, you know, because one thing you don't ever want to do is give that heart away to someone that's going to abuse it, that's going to crush
That's good stuff.
You know, and so, but don't change who you are because they are who they are.
Let it be a life lesson, you know, if you make it out of this, you know, that it be a life lesson, and that you look for the, you know, when you see those red flags waving for a reason, take heed to it. Then, you know, your friend saying, girl, I don't know about him, you know, it ain't always, oh, she jealous of me, because it ain't always that.
That's right.
And let's not just get the men, because there's some women out here doing some bogus stuff. I mean, very, very bogus stuff. Like, it's more women getting killed now. It's just crazy because they're involved in things that, you know, they just shouldn't be. But women can be as bad as men with this whole manipulation. Because I've had guys that was all in, and the woman came out with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And he was working real hard to make it happen, and she was like, "Not really what I want," or whatever the case is. So women are doing this as well. Everybody is being manipulative. It's crazy. So let's make sure we putting the manipulative women in here involved. That's a part of this whole manipulation thing.
Have you all seen that movie by Tyler Perry, the newest one, where the son meets an older woman and pretty much cleans her out? And the mother was abusing.
Girl, yes,
I've seen that movie.
I did.
I thought it had a crazy ending, but it had a great message.
Right.
Similar story. He was a con man. He was definitely a con man.
And he was taught by his mom.
He sure was.
And
yes, you see that by his mama.
But a lot of these mothers know their child. They know their sons ain't right, and they'll welcome every girl that come over. Y'all ever heard that song? My mama don't like you. She likes everyone. You ever heard that? Yeah. That song? I found that to be so funny, because what they're saying is she ain't instilled nothing in this guy. You do what you do, how you do it. I don't care. Bring him my house. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. So don't bring all these little knuckleheads over here. Find you one, settle down, or don't bring them around me, because I'm not condoning
it.
You know, but when your mom condones, you think it is what it is. You know, a lot. There's no, and even young girls that play that game. A lot of them play that game because they're looking for. They just want money, and so a lot of times we got sugar daddies that we call them sugar daddies, tricks. And all tricks you don't sleep with. Some of them you do. But sugar daddies, you certainly don't. You just be there.
They got worms.
You just be a company for them. But they out here busting their butt to make sure you looking good and you having what you want. It's not so much as women do it in relationship as men do it in relationship, where they're all up on you trying to get up in your your vibe in your space. But
your mind, yeah.
I'm saying that it does not happen, but if you look at the statistics will show you, and that's why when they talk about terminology like gaslighting, it's never a woman gaslighting a man. It's generally it's real high.
But is that because we outnumber them so much though?
I don't know why it is, or I can't say why it is.
Is it captured?
Huh?
Or is it captured? Men might be embarrassed to even report that they've been conned or hoodwinked by a woman.
Or not want to talk about it. Yeah, because I saw a lot of women get mentally abused by a woman. And I'm wondering, is the numbers different because it's like, what is it, 10-1 for women and men? Whatever the statistics are. So men are, it's a little bit easier for them to do it because they so outnumbered by us that they can play with us, and everybody want to have a family and all of that. So sometimes when you get wrapped up into those things that you want and you find a nice guy, he well dressed, you can take him places, he can speak clear, and he's you think he has a job, and everybody wants that. So you can get wrapped up in to what you want, so you don't see the signs, or you don't want to pay attention to them. Really trying to learn how to pay attention to signs, not after you've been abused, but before or during the walk of whatever. Because I know these people show signs.
Oh, there's red flags. There's red flags because you have friends, and then you don't have no more friends because he didn't took all of that.
And this guy was so clever, so he had a nickname. Everybody was calling him by his nickname, and so nobody.
He had so many aliases too.
He even met his daughter, and his daughter called him dad. So.
I'm sorry, but that's just foolery. You're not dating somebody you don't know their first and last name. We grown ups.
But
You
he
can't
gave,
do that dumb stuff when you like a teenager.
but
Like,
he
Gave
had,
her a full name.
but she had a full name. It's just the fact that when she did go around people, they called him by his nickname. That's not unheard of.
So do you all, if you were to be dating or when you were dating your spouses or whatever, did you look at his driver's license to confirm who you're dating?
I remember when I was younger, we was all used to be in this clique of people. And there was one guy that
I think-
disappeared. We hadn't seen him in a while. And everybody was calling him by his nickname. And then I remember, I said, what's his real name? Because we couldn't find it. What's his real name? And I'm standing there with about 8 to 10 people. Nobody knew his real name. I'm like, we all been hanging out for years and nobody know his real name? Like, for real? So right then and there,
I believe that.
that was a moment where we need to know who we associated with. What a dude went and did something, and we don't even know, who we rolling with, but his name out there, and we don't even know that this is the guy that we hanging out and associated with. So it's just something that I do. I have, and I still do, and I see Cap. I ain't gonna lie. I see Cap, Wisconsin. If you from here, if you tell me, oh, I'm born and raised, okay, well, I'm C capping it. It's out there now live. Y'all hear me? So that's just the truth, because I wish I could tell you something right now, but we ain't got but 1 minute or so, right? We rolling it down.
Yeah.
But I will tell y'all on the off, not off the live. But there was something I just recently had an incident. I'm like, okay, you know what I mean? So yeah, it don't stop, because we live in a world right now where we need to be investigators and private eyes and detectives.
Especially if you're dating, we're dating people not by being introduced, but by Plenty Fish or Black
Social media, yes.
Well, I've never asked the guy that I was dating for their driver's license, but
Girl, you've been married 99 years. That was too long ago. that don't apply.
99
years. But I'm just saying, I haven't never asked though, and I've had a few boyfriends. Dang,
You have? We don't remember.
No,
We don't remember. Yeah.
When you 12 and 13, that don't count.
That's a good one, Bentley. That was good.
But I'm just saying though. But
you better teach me how to do it.
I don't allow a guy to introduce themselves to me by their nickname if you trying to date me. So I mean, I try to carry myself in a way that people understand that I'll be serious about this thing. You know what I mean? Because I've always feared having somebody who's violent. You know what I mean? That was a fear of mine. So maybe that kept me a little safe. Because I'm not tolerating no violence against me, no physical violence, no mental, none of that. So maybe that fear of mine kept me safe. Because I've been blessed, and I've been the few people that I did meet.
The few.
Barb, look at my lips.
I know. I only can tell you about.
I was in the 6th grade. Nobody want to hear your 6th grade love story.
I met my husband when I was grown, though. So,
but God is good.
So
yes, that's right.
All right, ladies, we're almost at time. If we could go through some red flags and possible resources for women who may think they've been hoodwinked or got a con man that they're dating. Start with Mocha.
I have the words in the great judge Maybelline Ephraim. Look deep before you leap. If you have a instinct, a doubt, a gut feeling, go with it. Go with it.
Well, I'll leave you with this. Once he reveals who he is, you better believe it. If he show you his true character, believe it. He can come back and apologize 1,000 times, but you know what you know, what you know.
Good stuff.
Barb the boss.
Be fearful of anybody you start to date. So whatever fear questions you get, then make sure you know that you get the questions that you need answered. That if that might mean pop up at a job and bring lunch, so you know that that's where this person works. And don't accept the disappearing acts, lightly, and give yourself time to get to know somebody for real.
That's
Corporate?
That's it.
tough. I was just
Corporate,
gonna say,
you got any closing remarks?
I was just gonna say, be mindful of all the red flags that you ladies just identified. Don't go too fast in a relationship, even if it's too good to be true. Question that too good to be true.
That's good stuff.
And always get validation from someone that you really that can give you advice that's unbiased, that you trust, that is not going to be, you don't feel that's critical, that can give you just a point of view, whether you take the advice or not.
I got one more thing to add to that too. Don't have sex too soon, because sex clouds the judgment.
That interferes. Yeah. Okay, you all throw it off then. You throw it off. You throw it off.
Don't be so giving.
I'm done. I'm done.
Well, ladies, thank you for jumping on. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your afternoon, as beautiful as it is, and we'll see you next week.
Signing off.
All right. And we are
the Walks of Life.
Hey, Mocha. Where can you see us? Get us at? Instagram.
We on Instagram.
What else?
Twitter.
YouTube.
Come on, media.
At the Walks of Life.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right, ladies.
All right, bye.